Shiddy Liddle podcast.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome to a Not Shitty Big Podcast with me and these people.
Who are we?
First of all, you might be wondering who they are. We've got Conor Clancy. Say something interesting about yourself, Conor.
Hello.
Hello.
We've got Turlough McGuinness. And Emily Donoghue.
Yeah, I got nothing funny.
Let's just crack into it.
Yeah, I know.
So this podcast is all about performance. We're going to talk about it because we all have some experience in performing, I guess.
Do you know what
I mean, Wembley,
My Irish.
Crane Lane.
Community centre.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about first? What
What
did
were
I
the
say
things
again?
you said? Nerves,
Oh yeah,
accents, and
advice. Oh, also
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
going to
best
talk
advice.
about how you interact with the crowd, but I guess let's start on nerves
Yeah.
and pre-show
yeah.
rituals. So do you get nervous?
If it's a gig that I'm looking forward to, or if I'm doing nothing the whole day,
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
get nerves. I mean, it could be literally like playing for me granny, but
Yeah.
if I'm
Be
thinking
thinking
about it the
about
whole
it.
day,
Totally.
it's just really frustrating. But other than that, not really. I try to keep myself really busy up until go up until going on stage. And then
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and then you're just there and you're
Yeah, you're there
oh,
before you
that's
know it.
happening.
Yeah.
I'll just do it, I guess.
Yeah. If you have a half hour before the gig, just to be like, right, that's occurring
Yeah.
now in a half an hour.
I think
Yes.
I'd actually be the opposite of that.
Yeah.
If I was busy all day, I wouldn't be able to do anything properly because I'd just be thinking about the gig.
Oh,
Whereas
okay.
if I can allocate the day to be sorting myself out for a
Preparing.
gig,
Yeah.
I'd be much happier going on stage. Definitely,
Mm.
Totally. I'm kind of like that too.
yeah.
I
I think
feel like-
No,
need-
I'd be more like yourself. I
Yeah.
keep
But,
myself busy then.
Part of the busyness would be getting myself ready, but it's just
Yeah.
getting gear and making sure everything's okay. But just not to be
Yeah.
sitting down twiddling my thumbs, being like,
yeah.
right, so I'm going to be in front of 200 people now.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
start
Yeah.
thinking of everything that could go wrong in
Exactly,
the
yeah.
set, and then when you're playing it, then you're like, oh yeah, I was thinking about this earlier.
Yeah.
But I like thinking about what could go wrong and then working on how I'm gonna make it not go wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
mainly
Yeah.
lyrics for me. I'm like,
I'm
I'm
the same,
definitely gonna forget this,
Yeah,
so then I just write them all down and
Yeah.
Yeah.
work on that.
Yeah.
What about when you were younger? Obviously, we've all performed loads of times now, but
Yeah, I
when
used to
you
be
were
very
just-
bad when I was younger.
Yeah.
I used to, when I came to college, I was a classical guitarist mainly. But I used to get so nervous sometimes that I would literally shake too much to play the guitar. And I
yeah,
would-
Really?
yeah.
Hmm.
And I would just have to kind of power through it, but literally shaking.
The
so much
guitar
that I
is
can
just-
barely play
yeah.
the frets. Yeah, it's mad.
Jesus.
do you
yeah.
think there was a moment when you stopped that, or was it just every time it got easier?
I actually don't know. I think that it became easier when I started singing live as opposed to playing guitar, because especially I suppose with classical it's so precise and you can hear if you make one mistake you're gone. Everybody hears that. But I think with singing there's much more of an adrenaline rush, so you can get rid of the nerves a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're singing and playing guitar as well, there's two things to concentrate on, so you're
Yeah.
not even able to think about anything else.
I also think that if in pop or all that sort of stuff you're doing a lot more strumming, and with classical you're trying to fight against the nerves,
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
be really
yeah.
precise.
Nerves
Whereas if you can
propel
bash
you.
away at it, it's they kind of flood out of you.
What I'd find with singing as well, I used to play a lot of electric guitar, and I actually used to get really nervous for those gigs because I'd always fluff it. Oh my god, I'd always make an absolute balls of it. But with singing, unless you're singing pure shite, you can actually somewhat relate to the lyrics and concentrate on them. And I normally close my eyes when I'm singing, and then all I think about is what I'm
lyric.
singing,
Yeah.
which just takes your brain off it enough that sometimes those nerves, because you need to focus so much on the lyrics, you actually end up singing better and you actually mean it, and then suddenly you're in this sweet spot where you're like, oh
Yeah,
I
I
got
like
over
that.
the nerves, I'm now in the zone listening to what I'm singing, it's all good. So the best gigs can actually come when you're a little bit nervous because
Totally.
you're like,
Yeah.
what can I focus on? Oh my god! Either that dude's like semi-erection in his pants, or that woman's gammy eye, or like.
Please drop that in there.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be one of those things that I probably should focus on
I'm
later.
sure I'm not on an erection at your gigs.
I'll probably see it now,
Always
like,
are.
you know, or like spinach in your teeth or something else. I can see everything.
I know, because I get this terrible thing of like, if it's a gig that I'm not totally into, like, and I'm just singing the songs, like if they're not like originals or whatever, I just kind of go into autopilot with my voice, and I'm just looking around like, wonder what that person's thinking.
Yeah.
What did you have for dinner? Like, I'm just totally not into
Or
it
if
at all.
I'm awful for watching dynamics, as in watching couples or groups. I'm like,
Yeah.
who wants to shift him?
Yeah.
Do you know, are they fighting?
She's trying way too hard there.
Someone has drank. She's drank too much, and she's gonna get lippy now
Yeah.
in a minute. You know.
He's batting above his weight.
Yeah.
I actually
about-
just never wear my glasses when I'm playing, so then it's way easier because like you
blurry.
can't see the crowd in.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
and
That's
especially if there's
awesome.
any kind of lights, like, and you just.
play
But it's the same
away.
thing. Even playing drums, I just focus on like the feeling of the song.
Yeah.
And what's actually meant to be what you're meant to be getting across, like. Even though you're just playing drums, but like just trying to connect to that.
Yeah, I guess if you're concentrating on feeling stuff, you're not concentrating on other stuff.
Yeah.
So people who don't wear glasses could just put glasses on
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and not be able to see anything.
Yeah.
You could just blind yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I
Sure,
do as
look,
well.
yeah.
I close my eyes
Slumdog
for nearly, like,
Millionaire
the
job.
entire performance.
Yeah.
I do my own tunes, and then I just kind of come back to the gig once the song's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you in 5
Which-
minutes.
That's actually a really nice segue into the next thing that I was going to talk about, which was like interacting with the crowd then, like as a separate thing. That's something that's just really kind of when
Yeah.
you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, actually, no, it's just for me all the time, like, it's just terrible. Shit, this is kind of shite. I mean, not
Goes, no
good.
I mean,
cursing
we
out
have
loud.
the best
Goes,
equipment.
Shit, this is kind of shite.
My vocab is through the roof. No, what was I going to say? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
interacting.
terrible. I'm just terrible at
I'm a bit
interacting.
crap as well, actually.
But
Oh,
like,
yeah, I'd
I
say you're
just say
not.
things.
I
You're
think.
not.
Thanks. I think I'm only okay
Yeah.
when I
Right.
know people in the crowd, and
Yeah.
I'm able to, like, if I can kind of speak directly to someone, and then everyone can appreciate whatever banter's had, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think addressing a crowd is a bit awkward, I find.
I
Yeah.
actually, I'm not to be the fucking spare prick, but I'm actually grand with it. Like I enjoy that. I really like having a crowd that I don't know, because you
Yeah.
can just be as outrageous as you want, and like, not but
Yeah. I
if
don't
it's your
know.
friends and stuff, either you tend to get too stuck with in jokes, which alienates the rest of the crowd. Like soup. Oh my god, that would be my like pet hate. I hate when people have in jokes at their gig for like two people in the front row and the whole crowd is just like I've had it happen to me
Yeah.
before. It's just
They're like,
gross. It's like, stop doing it.
what?
Like,
yeah.
the rest of the crowd is just like, well, I feel isolated.
Yeah.
I've paid money to come in here, and now I feel like
Now
I
I'm
shouldn't
not one of
have.
the
Yeah,
crowd.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
want to get people in on
Yeah,
the
you want to
joke.
include people.
Make
like,
in jokes at the start of the gig, and then include everyone, and
Yeah.
that's super good.
Then
Totally.
Yeah,
when it
that's-
becomes, like,
Oh, that's good when
self-referential.
things come around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely, and then they are your crew, and that's
Yeah.
excellent. But like, yeah, I don't know. I like the crack. But do you know what it is? Is that I tend to just really try and not be someone that I'm not at all.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm a bit
Yeah.
awkward. I'm a bit like how you lads. Like I'm a big out culch. Like, and
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
tend to do that on stage. And when you're honest with people and not like, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
right.
welcome to, you know.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah, just being honest, even with the onstage crack. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it can make or break a performance.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
it can.
If your interaction is bad, then it's like the song finishes and there's this like gaping hole,
yeah.
and then
Yes.
the song starts. But you want it to
Yes.
kind of like flow so that you're like, "Hey guys, I'm just playing songs for you, and we're friends, and
Completely.
it's cool."
Yeah.
But,
But
like,
even sometimes when it's like awkward, then that's really endearing. Like, you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
but
they're-
when
exactly.
you're
when it's
awkward,
honest, like, yeah,
not
no,
Yeah.
when you make the crowd feel
yeah, exactly.
like,
yeah,
oh god, there's this
well, you make them
musician.
feel awkward by not actually being your awkward self. It's
Yeah.
more by, "Hello and welcome to my gig. This is what I was going to say, and this is how I'm
Yeah.
saying it."
Yeah.
Like very
rigid and dead. Like, but there's this musician that I've seen play before, and like he's an excellent musician. Oh my god, he's incredible. But he's not from Cork, but his onstage banter was so awkward that it was nearly amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Because all you wanted was for him to shut up and start playing. So then when he plays, you were like,
Thank God.
and you enjoyed it. So when he was
reverse band.
yeah, oh, it was amazing.
like
Like it was actually, I don't know if he actually did it on purpose, because if he,
Hardly.
I don't
never
know,
know,
man.
though. Like,
I don't
what a
know.
genius,
People,
like.
people are like
But
more
if he did it
intelligent than
on
you can
purpose,
what you did.
then it wouldn't
Okay.
work, I feel.
Huh?
I feel like it wouldn't work
No,
if
but
he
I-
did it on purpose.
I feel like no. I feel he's definitely intelligent enough from what I've seen that like he could do that.
do it on
Yeah.
purpose.
Just on the absolute sly.
I just don't like the feeling of anyone doing anything like on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
suppose,
different
yeah.
things work for different people, really. Like, you know.
Not only the way I do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know if you know that.
Okay.
Deutschland.
I was like, oh god.
Don't
Gonna have to
question her.
explain this now.
Same strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I say. So yeah. What else was I going to talk about?
You're going to talk about.
advice.
Oh yeah, have you ever received any good tips about nerves, being on stage,
I actually
performing?
don't
Cool.
think
Have you, Turlough?
Well, for my exams in here, because like, remember, I can't remember who it was I was talking to, but like, I was just getting really nervous about doing the like solo performance exam, because it's just going in and sitting in front of 3 of your lecturers watching you, and that's really weird. But
It is
someone
weird.
said like, just pretend you're someone else, just pretend you're this unbelievable drummer, and just keep like reinforcing that in your head. So I still do it now. I'm there playing away, and I'm like, I'm the best drummer in the world, and these
That's
people
pretty cool.
these
yeah.
people have
that's
won
good.
this opportunity to listen to me. I say it to myself the whole way through the exam, and even if I fuck up, I'm like, it doesn't matter. They're still so lucky to be listening to me playing drums. I just keep saying that to myself.
Like
over
they've
and
got
over
me
again.
for
That's a really
15
good
minutes. Like
idea.
Yeah, no,
That's
exactly.
class.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I like that,
I don't know. I didn't really get any advice
You're
from
just
people.
perfect. You don't need advice.
Yeah, I'm literally yeah, like I might as well just walk on stage and not do anything. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's art.
yeah.
So-
No, but like, I suppose people from when I was young would have talked about meaning the songs. I grew up listening to, like, my dad especially would have like showed me a lot of folk music and a lot of music that wouldn't necessarily be like, it'd be more delivery as opposed to like technique. You know, like a lot of folk stuff, and I guess folk would be like, you know, even Bob. Like I wouldn't even have listened to a lot of Bob Dylan, but the whole idea that like he's not the best singer in the world, but his delivery and his the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
So when you start, it would be to do with meaning it. If you mean
Yeah.
the song, like that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, and you won't get nervous.
Totally.
Why did we get you on
I just shout, man.
And I like songs as well.
Yeah, I like music. Yeah, no, just actually mean what you're singing, and
Yeah.
you'll get through to someone. And it's better to get. It's better to get through to someone, to one person in the audience, than have everyone just be like, "He's grand." You know,
Yeah.
it's better to have people absolutely love you, or hate you,
Who's
than
this
it's
person?
Keith.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
hello.
Hey, Keith.
Did you get that working?
I did. I just think one channel on the 003 isn't working.
Alright.
The first one.
Okay, they're just plugged right into the back, are they?
Yeah.
Round table discussion, or?
We're making a podcast.
Alright.
And now you're in it.
Welcome.
Keith Clancy, everyone.
My apologies for disturbing your podcast. Talk to you
Thanks
later.
for
Nice,
having Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So embarrassed.
Let's scrap this.
So that's Conor Clancy's dad, Keith.
We look alike as well.
I just realised it just in that moment. I was like,
Whoa. Is he actually your dad?
I'm
This
his
whole
dad.
time. Oh, if only you'd said, hi, Dad.
Oh my god.
Hey, Daddy.
Oh my god. What's going
I
on?
don't know. We've descended into madness. Is there any other topics? Topics!
There was so
Pick
we've
one.
done nerves.
Oh, I have a thing.
Yeah.
That a girl, this is an awful story. I think I'll tell it.
Yeah.
it's not even awful. It's just so boring.
Oh.
Prepare. When I was 11, right?
When you were 11.
Or was I 12? No, I was 11. And I was modelling for a bridal show, like a wedding show. Yeah, stop tapping.
Why can't I tap a little bit?
Because it's
Just
really
gonna
distracting.
Is it?
Disrupt the flow of my amazing story.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, it was like this wedding show in Silver Springs, and I was walking down the runway for it in a bridesmaid dress, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so nervous!" And there was all these like 7-foot models next to me, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, I'm 16," and I was like, "I'm 13." Oh no, I was 13. Shit.
Ruined.
I was actually 13, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're beautiful and very tall, and I'm tiny, and I'm just in this massive dress." Anyway, Andrea Roach was there.
Oh,
Do you know
yeah.
Andrea Roach?
No.
Yeah.
I know she's from something, and this is I
She
should have
was
probably
like
looked it up.
on The Voice, or I just associate her and the Cars. I don't know why.
Yeah, me too. But Andrea Roach, she's very pretty. Anyway, she came up to me and she was like comparing the whole thing, and she was like, "Are you nervous?" Actually, I'll just demonstrate on you. She was like, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Well, you know what my dad told me when I was young? How to stop being nervous before you go out. You just take your hand." She took my hand, right? And she just like stroked my hand. She's like, "Does that feel better?" And I was like, "Yeah." But it actually worked.
Really?
I think
feel
it was
much
just
less
because I was
nervous.
like, I felt like I was being touched by an angel. She
Ah.
was gorgeous as well. I was just like,
Do you want me
Hello.
to say that about you now?
what, that I'm gorgeous?
No, that it was like being touched by an angel.
Was it?
Oh
my God. Okay.
I'd just be nervous that I'd have sweaty hands.
I did.
You
have
know-
sweaty hands,
Yeah, you did a bit,
yeah.
but I never have sweaty hands because I have really bad circulation. My hands are always
Ah.
just freezing.
You're like,
So, like,
I have no hands,
hands
so
are
I'm fine.
stuck to my hand. But yeah, that's what she did, and that has stuck in my mind ever since.
Mm.
Nice, man.
She had lovely hands. God, I better not leave this in. What if she
She
watches
lovely
this?
Yeah,
hands,
we
You
get
have lovely
restraining
hands,
order.
Andrea.
I'm calling you out.
Especially 'cause it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, like my prized memory.
I'm using this podcast to call her out.
By the way,
I'll meet you
The
on
title is
Winthrop
just
Street
gonna
in
be-
half an hour.
Andrea Roach, I'm calling you out. Yeah. So that's that. What was I doing? Segueing into what was it? Oh yeah, accent.
I'm really sorry.
We're going to talk about singing accents. This won't really interest Turlough too much, but you can kind of tell us.
None
Your
of this has
Great. You're just the buffer. You're just the buffer between these two.
oh.
In case they start shifting. Go on.
Go on, so.
Oh God.
Connor suggested before this podcast started that every time he was speaking, he'd rub his nipples really gently, just
Really
Yeah.
gently.
Really
Not
gently.
with force or anything.
no,
Nothing
no.
weird
aggressively rubbing his nipples.
Oh.
But he wants everyone to do it every
Yeah,
time.
Oh,
he
yeah, okay.
talks.
Turlough, you're up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that-
wanted everyone to do it every time.
This is
That's
actually
really
not
good.
a creativity podcast. It's primarily a nipple podcast.
Hello, I'm Sophie. I run a nipple-based podcast.
Nipple
It's
podcast.
pretty niche. I think I found my niche, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, accent. Like, what are your opinions on this? Because I feel like I've tried to sing in my own accent because it annoys me that I have a really fake accent when I sing, but then I realise my accent sounds like this and I like can't pronounce any of my
Yeah.
words.
I don't know how I feel about this. Do you sing in your own voice?
No, and I actually have an opinion, a formed opinion on this. Not well formed.
Oh,
but
yes.
Just, you know.
Opinions.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy before. No, fuck that story. All right. Anyway, I have an opinion on it. I really wish that I sang in my own accent, but I find the American accent, or the accent that the majority of singers in the Western world use, is honestly the most conducive to good sounding music, as in the vowels come out properly
Yeah.
when you sing
Yeah.
in that accent.
Mm.
Like, English accents while singing really irritate me because it clips some of the vowels and it really elongates some of them. It just it doesn't sound good, especially if someone isn't English.
Oh,
That now.
yes.
Yeah.
That now grinds my gears an awful lot. But like, sure, look, who am I to talk? Like, I'm from fucking Galway.
You're you, and you're allowed having a
yeah. I'm me. I'm from Galway, and I have a Cork accent, and I sing in a American accent. So like,
But it's interesting though. So like, it's okay to like neutralize the accent, but it isn't okay to emulate a different.
yeah, but I just the sound of someone singing in an English accent. I generally like the kind of Ed Sheeran type thing.
Oh, I've noticed he's really started like trying to lay on the English pick lately because obviously he's made it big in the States, and he's like, they're like, oh, he's British, so cute. Now he's like,
he's British.
In his new song especially, he's like extra British. It's like too British.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
the Passenger kind of started that being a thing.
Yeah.
He used to sing with a kind of generic Americanish accent.
I don't know if he did.
A bit.
His O
Thinking
and
back
A
to,
sounds were a little bit anglicised, but like generally,
he brought his accent into it a bit, but like there's just one word that he says in that Shape of You song, and it's like,
I don't know.
put that body on me.
Yeah.
It's like,
All right.
Yeah.
I love Northern English accents.
Yeah.
When they're sung though, like
like
just
Arctic
talking about
Monkeys.
Alex Turner.
well, like mainly Alex Turner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's because it suits the style.
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
real like,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
fuck you.
Do you
Yeah,
know what
exactly,
I liked,
yeah.
actually, the Streets.
Yeah.
I feel like his accent really.
Yeah. That was perfect.
You know,
like.
Dry your eyes,
Oh,
and it's
great.
that's like
Yeah,
kind of
great,
rapping,
great.
but
Mm.
it really
Well,
suits
I
it.
do think that the English accent is great for spoken word and hip hop and rap.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think
yes.
it works really well because it's, I don't know,
Grime.
Yeah.
Oh my god, beautiful.
Why do we
And-
have to start talking about grime?
And like
Start-
British,
start a
British,
grime podcast.
British Jamaican or British, British
Yeah.
Jamaican accents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unreal.
Oh my god, they're so gorgeous. Jamaican accents, actually. Why don't we just talk about our favorite accents to hear people
Yeah.
singing? I just want to
Wagwan.
hear people singing Jamaican accents all the time. It's just
Yeah.
the most round, or even African
Yes.
accents.
Yes.
Well, like what you
Oh.
were saying earlier, like if I started singing in a Jamaican accent,
Yeah.
then that'd be fucking
That's silly.
ridiculous.
Oh,
Like, you know,
yeah.
like-
Turlough
Right now,
actually-
can you sing in a Jamaican
Yeah.
accent?
we won't today.
What's your speciality?
Which one?
First I was afraid.
Could be
I,
Oh,
I can't. I
yeah,
can't do
yeah.
that in a Jamaican accent.
Try it.
It'd
Doing
be-
it in a Clare accent. That's the thing.
I
that
have not
says-
heard you
Do it
rap
anyway.
Shaggy, no?
like,
do
Oh,
that.
I've
yeah,
heard that
They
happen.
mention his name in that
Really?
song.
You're like,
oh yeah, because Shaggy goes Turlough.
No, it's actually Tell Her.
That's
That's on the
pretty
track. It
sure
wasn't
it's
me by
Turlough.
Shaggy.
We'll-
It's not Turlough.
We'll agree to disagree on this. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure
Alright,
he
we're
said
waiting
Turlough.
on that song from you, Turlough. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Give us
I'll
a
give
few
it-
bars.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. Just that kind of thing, like, you know.
Yeah, I
But-
was actually picturing a really depressed farmer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's
no.
It really worked. It sounded like he wrote that song.
Yeah.
Oh, and his
Yeah.
sheepdog's gone or something.
spent so
man,
many
you had
nights
to
in
bring
the
the dog
barn.
into
Oh,
it.
the dog's gone.
He will
lads.
survive.
Oh.
He will survive.
Are you making some kind of bestiality joke? I don't like it.
No, if you're making a
No.
joke about farmers, make it about sheep, like.
Yeah, no, it was sentimental. He misses his dog.
Sorry. I'm disgusting.
I was genuinely taken aback. I was like,
You were like,
no, man.
In fairness, Sophie, it crossed my mind. I just didn't say it.
Okay.
It didn't cross my mind.
well, look, the people at home
Yeah, we're great.
might have been thinking there was
All
some
four of 'em?
bad stuff going
Well,
on.
look, we have
But there's not.
clarified now. There's not, but there was in two people's heads. So.
Yes.
Yeah. And Turlough's probably.
No, I never thought about that.
And
That's
I'd
what you were
say
thinking
Connor's
the whole
as well.
time you
now.
were singing. I
No.
could see it in your eyes.
hey, now.
I'd say Connor's now as well, to be honest
Ah,
with you.
yeah,
Yeah, Connor's
No,
girls.
I
yeah,
resent this.
yeah.
Alright, well, let's stay on performance then. Maybe like, what's a really good or terrible experience that you've had? Maybe that's been very like,
Taught you a lesson, sort of.
kinda, yeah, like a watershed moment for you as a performer. If you ever had something horrific or excellent happen.
Yeah, for me, it would probably be a gig that I did in Cork a little while
I
ago.
know my one, sorry.
Yeah, a gig that I did in Cork a little while ago that I got very last minute.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm getting the
lad.
sweats thinking about it. And
oh, it's the worst,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah,
I got it really last minute, and it was a fairly like high pressure gig, and there was just a long set to learn in not a lot of time, and since then I've been able to cram a song in like 2 listens and I'll get the song.
Yeah.
And since it just put my brain in actual overdrive.
Oh yeah.
But like just permanently. So now whenever I'm listening, like I think it changed the wiring of my
Chemistry
brain.
of your brain, yeah.
But now as well, I just tend to make a mental note of every song that I hear, even if I'm just bopping around. So I've got this like very vague dictionary of songs in my head that like is great actually, because I like, you know, if you're getting thrown sets quick, I tend to now have something to pull back on or to fall back on.
That's
That
cool.
like, okay, I know like generally the structure of the chorus and the structure of the verse. Like I can listen to it once or twice and get it in. But yeah, really high pressure gigs that like fry your brain are really scary, but you can actually learn something from them.
Beneficial in the long
Yeah,
run.
'cause you
Like,
tend not to make the same mistake twice.
Never,
if it's,
yeah. Also, yeah, now I tend to act properly for a gig, and yeah, I really just dislike going into gigs unprepared anymore, because I never want to put myself under that stress again.
yeah.
I felt like I
Yeah.
was going to die. I actually felt like I was going to die.
yeah.
Just the pressure of like,
Were you playing on your own, or was
no,
it
I was with a band,
people?
and the band
See,
knew the
that's
songs,
always worse.
and I was
because
front
you're like,
person, like, you know,
You're the person who's like,
Yeah.
sorry guys.
yeah, that was so, it was so
That's
scary.
hard.
So scary. And they were all amazing, and I was just like, yeah, I have to. And you, because you're the front person. If you were you know, playing bass or guitar or something, drums now I'd be fairly nervous about, because you have to get all the hits and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, even if you're playing like rhythm guitar or something like that,
Yeah.
even actually, do you know what, lead guitar would be
Yeah.
fine, because I mean, unless there's a lead part in the very beginning, you have time to listen to the chord progression and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you have to interact with the crowd and make it happen, and you're there like, I literally don't know what line is coming next, but I'm gonna look
Yeah.
at you and just sing something.
It's the same with
It's just
drums,
gonna come
because
out.
like, you're like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. You can't be like, oh, I'll just sit back here, I won't play this bit.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah, yeah.
you're like, why have the drums
Yeah.
sound?
Yeah.
So
But at the same time,
you just keep.
I'm gonna say something really insulting about drumming.
I know, work away.
No, but
Drumming is fairly solid, like, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's always gonna be like something like.
Oh
boom.
right.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
all it really.
You
Yeah,
might-
yeah,
It does. It has less variables
It's
than
4
like
years
the
in college.
English language, I suppose.
Yes.
Where, like
Yeah.
what
That's
you're
what I
gonna
was
do.
trying to say.
Yeah, that was
Thank you.
poor. But yeah, it's happened so many times that I would be on the stage and I would have no idea what I'm about to say,
Yeah.
and then I just sing the line, and it's that.
Yeah,
ever
you
get
just
that?
vomit it out. It just
And
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally don't know what I'm saying as I say it, but
Yeah.
it's just like muscle memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
scary,
brain
scary time.
your brain is amazing. It does amazing things, and in
crazy.
fairness, saves your ass sometimes. Like, but you gotta trust it sometimes, you know.
Mine doesn't really. Mine
Okay.
actually,
Really?
my brain works against me quite a lot.
Okay.
Because I'll know. See, I either like I know if I know something, and I know if I don't know it. So like, it's.
It's usually the way it goes,
Alright. No,
Wow.
as in, like, if it's in there somewhere, I remember it, right? Alright, listen to me. This is my show!
That's very funny. That's a funny line to come out of it, like a tagline. I know when I know something, and I know when I don't. Great conclusion.
How about you? Yeah. but, like,
Relatable, huh?
if it's in there somewhere, it'll come out, and I trust that it'll come out. But like sometimes it's just not there,
Yeah.
and I come out with just a sentence, but then like I don't really care
Really?
because like the audience. Well, okay, it depends on what the song is, but if the audience like doesn't care about it and it's just like a bop around, like, hey, yeah, cool song, then I'm just like, like
Yeah.
say something that sounds like English.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
That wasn't
actually,
that,
very
though.
true. Yeah.
That didn't really sound like it.
Especially if
did.
you have a
But,
full,
like,
if
when
you have
you-
a full band behind you. Oh my
Yeah.
god, you could literally be reading the
What?
menu. Like, you could be reading the dessert menu. Like, you know.
But if it's that kind
if
of
a band's
song, there's
behind
a
you-
very good chance that no one's listened to the lyrics.
No,
like,
no.
so-
Banoffee pie and a chocolate fondant. Everybody come to my house. It's fun. You should like just try to slip things in.
You should do that for the whole song.
Try and think of as many desserts as possible. It's really hard. All I could think was banoffee pie and chocolate fondant.
Chocolate
Cheesecake
fondant
and
isn't
some
even
ice
a
cream
standalone
trio.
dessert.
What?
Chocolate fondant isn't even a standalone dessert, really.
And it is
Yes,
like
it is.
lava cake.
You're thinking of chocolate fondue.
No, but like
Fondant.
fondant.
No, fondant and a fondant now are two different things.
Oh, are they?
Lava
Stop
cake.
that now.
I hear the cookery show now, lads.
Oh.
Right, so I watch Food Network.
Yeah, no,
Like,
we
man, that's
we
all.
do.
We don't have a
Yeah,
telly,
yeah,
but
we
when
all
I
love
go
food.
home, Food Network is
Hands
all I
up
watch.
if you eat food.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, so a fondant is like Americans call them lava cake. That's the wrong name for it.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
fondant.
Yeah.
So it's like
What Americans call
it's
lava
like a
cake.
The cake.
souffle, pretty much.
Yeah,
but, not
but it's
a
got
souffle.
gooey
It's
inside.
Yeah.
souffle, but is it souffle
Oh,
with
yeah.
flour? Am I making the shite? I
Yes,
don't know.
yes,
It's
yes.
basically yeah. You
I don't know.
Really weighing in.
Yes, it definitely
yes.
is.
Yes.
So does it have an E at the end of it?
no.
No.
They're both spelled
Fondant
the same.
also doesn't have any at the end.
Yeah, they're both.
spelled the same.
Fondant.
Fondant is
It's
a type.
very-
Fondant is a type of icing as well.
Yeah, the,
Oh yeah,
the,
fondant.
like,
Yeah.
But that's
stuff
fondant
fun
icing.
to play with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
It's like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like someone has just had notions saying fondant too and went, it's fondant.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I've mainly seen it written down. Like,
Fair
so.
enough.
Oh man, it's a great dessert. But
It's
like
pretty nice, yeah.
when they go for it in MasterChef, you're like,
Yeah, you're like, exactly. No, don't do it.
don't do it. It's
Yeah.
too risky.
Well, I apologise for my
Sidetrack.
Yeah.
Public
and my
apology.
mistake as well. Like that.
I mean, all your mistakes. You might as well just apologise. Do
Ah,
a blanket
we'll
apology
do
now.
a different podcast for that.
A scroll. Do we
What
have
were we
anything
talking
else on
about?
music? Do we have any like awful? Oh, did you have any awful
Oh, you
gig
had an awful
stories?
story.
Ah, go on, tell us
I
that.
feel like we
It's
should wrap
not
up
that
with
bad.
your
Did
awful
you like shit
story.
yourself on stage or something?
No, like it's actually
Aw.
not that bad of a story. It's just because I was there.
All right, get
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know, like so, like
No,
in
go on,
story
go
form,
on.
it sounds fine. It was just really crap. Basically, this was back when I was a shaky man.
Yeah.
Whenever I went on stage, and do you know Newton Faulkner?
Hello, it's
Yeah.
me.
You know the song I Need
Shaky
Something?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you're doing like stuff down here with that hand, and you're doing loads of hammer-ons on this hand,
Yeah.
and then you're doing like tappy here.
Your other hand.
Yeah, with your third. So I tried to do that for like this talent competition, and it was just
Okay.
me on stage, completely silent. And
Oh,
I
I'm
tried
sweating
it,
for you. Oh God.
And the guitar just like I was trying to tap it, and I think I can't remember exactly what happened, but like it didn't really sing. Do you know what I mean? So it was
Oh,
just like
Just a little dead tap.
Yeah, it's
There's
like-
nothing worse than a dead tap.
And then as well, I was so nervous. Yeah, I can actually see it now. Like my hands just be like, ah. And then I tried to sing the tune, but I think it was out of my range. And it was just a horrific piece of performance.
But you know, when something like that happens, it makes
Yeah.
you kind of fearless because like it happens and it's like the
You're like,
worst it
yeah.
could possibly have
Yeah,
gone, and you're
yeah.
still all right. Like you know, you're
Yeah.
still
Live to
grand.
tell the
So
tale.
And
Yeah.
you can be in a terrible gig and be like, at least it's not that gig.
Do you know what? Like that happened to me during this podcast. I made a Hitler joke that no one heard a while ago.
Oh, I heard it.
Did
All
you
right,
hear
yeah,
it?
yeah,
And I
no,
was
I
like,
heard it.
I
Yeah.
I just
didn't
made a
catch
Hitler
this.
joke.
It was.
And I was like, I went
This is
silent
the
for the
lowest
next
point
minute.
in my
I was
life.
just like,
What was it?
It was when
I sang Deutschland, Deutschland. And I
It was
just
when
like,
I was
oh,
saying
my
like,
God.
oh, people can
I want to insert a
like
clip of
use
that,
whatever
like,
way
now.
they want. Okay,
Deutschland,
so-
Deutschland.
And then you were like, no, they have to do it this way.
Yeah.
Do you know what? In my head, I was going to say something about me being a Nazi.
Yeah, no, I
just
probably
like,
would have if
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't, like, to be honest.
But I said it
Yeah,
now.
do you know what?
Shaky territory.
Honestly,
It was
about-
screaming for it,
Especially
really.
About
you're called
10
von
minutes ago
Vincent
then.
Camps, like-
About 10 minutes ago, I was just like, do you know what? Yeah, I did, and sure, look.
Yeah, it's great.
Do you know, you get that
You're
fearlessness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Sorry
I'm-
to all, like, I have a good few German friends on Facebook.
Oh,
They might
Jesus,
watch
sorry.
this. Sorry.
We're not really
Also,
Nazis.
my family.
Oh, sorry, lads.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh.
Sorry,
Let's
man.
delete this.
But no, I actually have another story about awful gig things before we go.
Okay, go
Basically, every gig that I do, I make a whopper mistake because I generally am very relaxed and just like, you know, whatever comes out, comes out.
on.
But I either say, I have two. Right. Number one.
Actually, I have 7.
Do we have time? No, because every
Oh,
gig
you
I
have
do, I
time.
make
Go for
a
it.
horrid mistake. So we were singing. I was singing "Folsom Prison Blues," the Johnny Cash song.
Nice.
So at the end, right, I used to listen to a lot of country, and I can manage a yodel at the end just for the crack.
Oh,
yeah.
No, just for the
Oh,
crack,
no.
because you know what,
Oh, no.
like. Yeah, it's better to make people laugh at your yodel than like
Yeah,
see a
yeah.
dry shite on stage. you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, the yodel had happened through the end of every verse so far, right? And then the last verse, I think the drummer, I made a mistake on the guitar, or something distracted me. Either the drummer did something, or I did something on guitar, and I just, as the yodel was about to happen, went, and the yodel went at the very end of the song, and the whole audience was like,
How does that go though? In Folsom Prison. At the end?
it's
How'd
like
it
the
go?
down on a San Antone at the end, but you go like down on a San Antone.
Oh,
like
Okay,
that.
I thought you meant
Yodel.
like on a
Yeah, I thought it was a full like bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end of every verse.
You're like and in the middle of it. No, just a little one.
Grab your partner.
I do like an old do-si-do in the middle of my gigs. But so second story then, right? So I sing this song about AIDS, basically.
Oh,
Any good gay
Okay.
would. But so
Okay.
you know, repping the fam,
Like a
like
good gay.
Grandad. So yeah, I sing this song that's kind of about a lad with AIDS, and we did this gig called Cozy Soul that Becca organised.
plug.
Yeah, plug. It has a Facebook page. It has an Instagram page. You should probably check it
Actually,
out.
I'm gonna like link all of your various projects in the description below.
Cute.
Class.
My performance art.
Turlough
Turlough
actually a
does
slug.
some
What
great
am
stuff.
I? What am I?
We were discussing earlier Turlough
And-
slathering himself up and running into walls and
And that's his art.
exclaiming about his existence.
Jumping through canvas. Okay, so your second
yes.
story.
So my second story, singing a song about AIDS, but the intro to the song, this was a recorded gig, video and an audio recording, and it was being, kind of professionally done, and I was a bit nervous, and there was people in the crowd that I didn't know, and there's people in the crowd I did know, which
This is
actually makes me
already
more
terrifying.
nervous. You were there. Yeah, it was Cozy Soul, remember?
Oh,
And I was,
remember this.
oh my god, I just went on this big shite rant about the AIDS song, because it's actually a really nice story.
I
remember
just keep
this,
thinking of
and it
Team
wasn't
America
bad.
when you say it.
Yeah. yeah. Everybody has AIDS. No, it wasn't that. It was, I actually sang that, yeah. no,
Touching.
yeah, no, it's about twins, and one of them has AIDS and one of them doesn't, and that's the whole thing.
Okay.
And it was in the South when it was not a thing. It was like really like you're disowned. So one of them was disowned, and yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, it's actually a fairly sad story, but the way I told it, because I was trying to keep the gig light, was pretty lighthearted, and it was pretty much like, so the dude had AIDS, so anyway, he just, wanders home and is like, lad, I've got AIDS, I'm gonna die. And it was in that, like, format. Do you remember that? And it was, like, I was mortified afterwards.
Oh god.
Because I'm like, do you know what, let's have the crack, but sometimes too much.
Yeah, but I think that's out of nerves sometimes that you're like, ha, and because you don't want to come off like,
I don't want to.
this is a song about it.
Yeah,
It's
literally,
like, you
because
know what I mean?
it's such a weird song to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't tell the story, it doesn't have the meaning behind it, and it's just
Yeah.
another folk song.
Yeah.
But if you tell the
Beep.
story, it's like, yeah. If you
Yeah.
tell the story, it's actually quite poignant and means something. And I really hope, I'm like always like, I hope one person in the gig is just gonna go, yeah, there was 2 songs, I'm gonna find the other one, because there's one about each twin.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I made a right shite of that anyway. But I was really worried because it was going to be recorded and put on YouTube, and I wouldn't get to see it before it was put on YouTube. But thankfully, thank the Lord, oh, I nearly cried with happiness. They edited out all the talking, of the whole
Probably
gig.
because of
Happy,
you.
Yeah. No, no, it was like everyone's gig. Thankfully,
Yeah.
it wasn't just mine.
Ah.
But yeah, that could have gone so wrong. I'm really glad actually that it was just ye in the audience. That's one. Yeah, do you know what? Actually, that was a time that it was nice not to have strangers in the audience.
That's good.
Judging you.
Because I was like, as soon as I said it, I was like, oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah.
So on that note,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're done.
Bye.
So
Cheers.
thanks for listening. If you listened all the way through to the end, I'll give you a present.
God love you.
Sorry about everything, and we'll see you the next time that we all do this or don't do this.
Thanks.
But we'll see you. Bye.
Look.
Okay,
Deutschland, Deutschland.